Hello everyone, hope you're all well, and thanks very much for all the support with my videos. I'm on the banks of the Grand Canal today, and the latest tent encampment has been cleared all the way up as far as Charman Street Bridge. A number of days ago, tragically, two homeless men drowned in the Grand Canal across the way. Donald Scanlon from Ballybunion, County Kerry, and Alex Warnock was from the United States of America. He was 42 years of age. Absolutely tragic, very sad, and rest in peace to both men. Absolutely awful tragedy. I spoke in my previous video about the homelessness disaster in Ireland. You can look back on that and who profits from it, similar to the immigration industry all on the Grand Canal. More barriers have been put out alongside the Grand Canal. They cost currently about €800 per day, but money seems to be no object to barricade up a beautiful public amenity such as the Grand Canal is, especially now during the summer where people like to go for walks and spend their time around the Grand Canal. Now it's barricaded off because of the state-sponsored policies on the immigration chaos. Just a disaster, but plenty of people are making money out of it. Plenty of companies are making a lot of money out of this, and not too far away from here, it's one of those big profits here, and Vultures are making an absolute fortune. Last year it was reported that 2.1 billion was spent on accommodation between Ukrainian here on the temporary protection directive that's going to be extended to 2026 now, and there seems to be no end to this war in Ukraine in terms of the Irish government in particular are standing up for more war rather than standing up for diplomacy and peace. It's in our constitution to look for Pacific settlements, international disputes, but yet again the Irish political leaders are more interested in bowing down to their bosses in Brussels rather than serving the people here in Ireland. Now that's split 2-1 in terms of Ukrainians to people in international protection. That 2.1 billion, so 1.3, 1.4 billion euro was spent on accommodation, not to mention all the other add-ons such as welfare payments, medical card, all those other issues as well, which are huge amounts of money on the public purse. But you know, once ordinary people are paying for it, who cares, because the big profiteers are making money out of it. Last year 184 companies became millionaires, and it's 1.88 million per day is spent on people in international protection. That's up 73% since 2022. Huge amount of money, and this is Ireland, where the top 1% of the population have 35.4% of the wealth. And earlier in the year, Oxfam commissioned a report to say if there was proportionate tax was redistributed, it would garner about 9.2 billion euro for people who are most in need, people who are struggling. But can't do that because that's going to eat into the profits of the big corporations, and that's who the parties and the party political system in Ireland works for. It doesn't work in the interest of people, it works in the interest of the big global corporations. Time and time again, people are told to put up or shut up when they have raised any concerns. So I've raised many regarding the issues around low wages, and we know who benefits from that. Commercial property owners and big vulture funds who make huge money. There are a lot of companies such as Tifco, Brimwood, Guestford. Guestford own the Red Cow Hotel out towards the N7, and just down the road from here is Tetrarch Capital, their head offices on Harcourt Street. They made huge money from the immigration industry. Last year, City West made €53 million just in City West, the accommodation centre out in that area. Absolutely huge amount of money from the public purse. And that's owned by Tetrarch Capital. And Tetrarch Capital were founded in 2011 as a real estate company by a couple of guys called Byrne and McElligott, who saw an opportunity to move into different ends of the field apart from real estate. They control about €500 million worth of assets, and they own the Mount Juliet estate, famous golf resort in Kilkenny, Deer Park, Ireland's Eye as well, which is an iconic historic part of Ireland. It was owned by them. That was sold by the estate, Deer Park estate, a number of years ago to Tetrarch Capital. And I think, as far as I know, there could be migrants accommodation in Deer Park currently. And also in 2020 they moved into, during COVID lockdown, started benefiting from that with state contracts, isolation centres and testing centres as well, and garnered about €21 from the public purse. Huge amount of money, and there was loss making in advance of that. Interestingly, isn't it? Loss making, but no, this is a great way to profit the commercial property owners. So in the last few years we've seen them lobbying the Irish government on numerous occasions, and even the opposition, to make huge money. And as I said, a lot of faceless individuals behind these corporations that pay next to no tax. Some have offshore accounts if they're based here in Ireland. Some are offshore and pay next to no tax here also. A lot are registered as unlimited companies and they don't have to declare any of their profits. So where's the transparency? Where's the accountability? Where's the Controller and Auditor General to check the use of our public finances? But of course, no, we can't look at that when it comes down to the big interests and the big powerful interests in society who the political establishment represents. There's companies like Tetrarch Capital making huge profits from the misery of people. Saddles more money towards the current expenditure in terms of the budget, and invariably more money in terms of our national debt and in terms of an attack on our basic public services, and transfers wealth up in society. So this is how it works. This is how the gravy train continues. Tetrarch Capital, all these other companies, Brimwood Capital, also a big company as well, owned by Seamus McEneely, the ex-Monaghan GA manager, makes money out of his direct provision centres around the area around Cavan, Meath. So it's international vultures making huge money, and Irish vultures making huge money of them. And they all should be named and shamed. People who benefit from the misery of ordinary people. So thanks for the support on my videos, really appreciate it. Please share my videos, and thanks for all the support by subscribing to my YouTube channel. So I really appreciate all the support. So from Dublin today, take care. I'll talk to you all soon. Slán, bye bye.